Welcome back. This is Mrs. Rubright with Advanced Geometry. These are our notes on 7.5, apply the tangent ratio. Find the value of the variables. So going back to just a review of our previous lesson, if we are looking for x, the height of this right triangle, anytime you have a right triangle with a height dropped from it, that right angle, you can use the special ratio. So we have 4. The part of the hypotenuse is to the height, as the height is to the other part of the hypotenuse. So this is to this, as this is to this. The 4 is to the x, as the x is to 6. X squared equals 6 times 4, 24, square root. What perfect square goes into 24? 4 times 6, right? Which is 2 rad 6. So this x is 2 rad 6. Now that you have the x and you have this leg, you can solve using this triangle here and the Pythagorean theorem. 2 rad 6 squared plus 6 squared equals y squared. Right? The one that's by itself is your hypotenuse, which is across from that right angle. 2 squared is 4. Rad 6 squared is 6. 6 squared is 36 equals y squared. 4 times 6, 24. 24 plus 36. 24 plus 36, guys? 60. So if 60 equals y squared, then this would be 4 times what? 15. Or 2 rad 15. 2 square roots of 15. So we have our x value is 2 rad 6, and our y value is 2 square roots of 15, or 2 rad 15. Find the values of the variables. So on this one, this is isosceles right triangle, so it has to be a 45, 45, 90. Which will always be x, x, x rad 2. So if 30 is our x rad 2, then x would be 30 divided by rad 2. But we cannot leave a radical in the denominator, so we need to rationalize. So we would have 30 rad 2 over 2, which reduces to 15 rad 2. So we would have 15 rad 2, 15 rad 2, and then over here would be 15 rad 2, right? X, x, x rad 2. Square root of 2 times square root of 2, or square root of 2 squared is 2, because square root of 4 is 2, right? 2 times 2 is 4. Square root of 4 is 2. So 15 times 2 is going to give us 30, which is what they gave us to begin with, so we know we didn't mess up. Find tan S and tan R. Write each answer as a fraction and as a decimal rounded to 4 places. So tan S. We're going to use a mnemonic to help us with this, and that mnemonic is SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA. So sine is opposite over hypotenuse. Cosine is adjacent over hypotenuse. And tangent is opposite over adjacent. SOHCAHTOA. You need to know how to spell this. You need to know how to create this. And you need to know that this means up here. So, if we're looking for the tan of S, we go to angle S right here, and tan, TOA, opposite of angle S is 80 over adjacent. Adjacent means next to it, but not the hypotenuse. Adjacent, next to it, but not the hypotenuse. So we would have 80 over 18, which reduces to 40 over 9. So our tan S equals 40 over 9. Tan R, going from R, opposite, 18, over adjacent, next to it, but not the hypotenuse, 80. That would be 9 over 40 when you reduce. 9 over 40 as a decimal is 0.225. And for tan S, when we did our 80 divided by 18, or 40 divided by 9, somehow that got messed up there. I'll have to fix that later. 40 over 9 reduces to 4.4 repeating. And they want you to round to 4 decimal places, so that's what they did. Find tan J and tan K. So tan J, opposite. What's opposite of J? 24. And adjacent, 32. 8 goes in here, right? How many times does 8 go into 24? And how many times does 8 go into 32? So 3/4, or 0.75. Rounded to 4 decimal places, 0.7500. Tan K. Opposite. Adjacent. What's my adjacent? 24. Good job. 32 over 24. Once again, reduces to this. 8 goes in there 4 times. 8 goes in here 3 times. So we have 4/3. 4/3 as a decimal is 1 1/3, or 1.3 repeating. And our next one, tan J. I want you guys to try this real quick. I'm going to give you like 30 seconds or so to just get this started. I want you guys to take an attempt at it real quick before we start going over it. So tan J, what is opposite of J? 8. What is adjacent? Next to it, but not the hypotenuse. 15. And 8 over 15 reduces, no. So take our calculator, 8 divided by 15, and we get 0.53 repeating. So our answer is going to be 0.5333, 4 decimal places. And our last one is going to be tan K. So opposite, 15, adjacent, 8, and 15 divided by 8, 1.875. 1.875 to 4 decimal places, just add a 0. Find the value of x. So on this one, we're actually solving for a missing value. So we have 32 degrees. We have an opposite and an adjacent, so we're using tan. Tan of 32 equals opposite over adjacent. Tan of 32 equals opposite over adjacent. So to get x by itself, I'm going to multiply by x on both sides. I don't want it in the denominator. So now I have x tan 32 equals 11. Once again, I want x by itself, so it's being multiplied by tan, so I need to divide out that tan 32 to get rid of it. Now I'm left with x equals 11 divided by tan 32. So at this point, I pick up my calculator. 11 divided by 32, tan button, equals, and I get 17.603679, 4 decimal places. 1, 2, 3, 4. What does the 7 do to the 6? It bumps it up. 6037. So take a second to plug this in your calculator and make sure you can get here. 11 divided by 32 tan button equals, because you guys are using the TI-30XA. If you're using a different calculator other than the TI-30XA, some of them do it in the order you punch it in. So if you have one of those calculators, you would do 11 divided by tan 32 equals. But on our TI-30XA, which my students are using, it's 11 divided by 32 tan button equals. If you are not getting this answer, make sure that your calculator is in degrees. It should say DEG on top of your calculator. It should not say radians or RAD or GRAD. It needs to say DEG. The button right next to the green button, the green second button, says DRG, and that one changes between the different modes. Make sure it's in DEG, degree mode. Find the height of the lamppost to the nearest inch. So we're looking for this height. We're looking for opposite, we have adjacent. Opposite and adjacent go with tan. So we have tan of 70 degrees equals opposite over adjacent. So multiply by 40 on both sides. And that leaves us with H equaling 40 tan 70. So this is 40 times tan 70. So if you do 70 tan button times 40 equals, you should get 109.8990968 to the nearest inch, So that 8 makes the 9 a 10, 110 inches. Make sure you can do this in your calculator. Plug this into your calculator now. 70 tan button times 40. Are you guys good? We're able to get there? Fabulous. Use a special right triangle to find the tangent of a 60-degree angle. 30, 60, 90. All right, so across from 30 is x. This is your 2x. This is your x rad 3. So if we used 1 for x, we would have 1, 2, and rad 3, correct? If we just chose to use 1, these would be what we would have. So what is our tangent of 60? So opposite over adjacent. Rad 3 over 1, which is rad 3. Let me show you something really cool. Pick up your calculator. 3 square root button is going to be 1.732050808, right? Now do 60 tan button, and you get the exact same answer, which proves that this works. Make sense? Find the value of x. So we have opposite and adjacent. Tan 61 equals opposite over adjacent. Multiply by x on both sides. X tan 61 equals 22. Divide by tan 61 on both sides. X is 22 divided by tan 61. 22 divided by 61 tan button equals, and we get 12.194799. So to 4 decimal places, 12.1948. And our last one, we're running out of time, but our last one, opposite and adjacent. Tan 56 equals opposite over adjacent. So we multiply by 13 on both sides, and we get 13 times tan 56. So 56 tan times 13 equals, that's going to give you 19.27329. So